Cozy games are arguably one of the most popular genres in gaming right now, with indie games like Stardew Valley selling more than 41 million copies. So this begs the question, what elements does a game need to earn the coveted cozy status? Personally, I think one of the key factors is sound design. Hi, I'm Samuel Edwards, and with your permission, let's talk about the relationship between sound design and cozy games. I'd like to focus on one game as our main example today. Specifically, the game that's been playing in the background of the intro to this video. This footage is from an indie game that was released this year, Cast and Chill. The game sells itself as a cozy, idle, and active fishing game, and has a 94% positive rating on Steam of its more than 2,000 reviews. From just looking at the game, it's clear that it's designed to be a laid-back, chill experience. In fact, the game even features an idle mode, where you can just sit back and watch the game play itself. It's quite meditative and relaxing. A big part of that is absolutely the simple yet engaging gameplay loop, but the key to the cozy atmosphere here is, in my opinion, the sound design. Just take a listen to the relaxing ambient soundscapes in this game. I love a good soundscape, and the soundscapes in Cast and Chill are absolutely wonderful. The gentle crashing of the nearby waterfalls, the distant bird calls, the ripples of water on the lake's surface, these sounds all come together to create a reserved, quiet, and relaxing soundscape. This soundscape is one of the big contributors to cultivating the cozy atmosphere in the game, which is especially important when you're going to be hearing it quite often. One of the ways that it creates the cozy tone is by using only the bare essentials in the construction of the soundscape. It's not a cluttered sound environment. It uses only the sounds it needs to establish what the space sounds like, and gently creates this relaxing tone. It's also quite dynamic, changing with the time of day in the game. The example you've just seen occurs during the day, when the sun is high in the sky. But as the day gets later and the sun sinks in the sky, the insects come out and the soundscape shifts. Take a listen. A soundscape that adapts with the day-night cycle might seem like an obvious feature, but it's very important in setting the tone of the game. In some games, the shift to nighttime is signaled with a more intimidating soundscape, reflecting the danger of night. But in Cast and Chill, the soundscape is just as peaceful at night as it is during the day. During the day, there's a serene, almost graceful beauty to the bird calls. Then at night, there's an intimate, personal nature to the late night fishing atmosphere. If we dive underneath the water, there's a whole different soundscape to be heard. Compared to the sounds above the water's surface, the underwater soundscape is quite different. There's a contemplative beauty to the bubbling, swirling sounds under the water, as we hear the fish swimming about, and the sounds of our fishing rod as we reel in fish or let them go. Also, completely unrelated, but one time while I was fishing, I saw one of the big fish eat one of the tiny little fish. Take a look. Anytime we do catch a fish, there's a celebratory musical jingle that plays. A quiet little victory strummed on a guitar. Take a listen. The music scoring the game is similar to the way the soundscapes are designed. Simple, with only the necessary elements, but peaceful and calming. The soft strings of the guitar being played are warm, resonating with the cozy atmosphere the game has established. This creates a very welcoming and friendly environment for the player to feel safe in and celebrate each victory, no matter how big or small the fish they catch is. Now this brings us to an important discussion point. Everything we have heard so far, from the soundscapes to the music, has quite a small dynamic range. If you're unfamiliar with what dynamic range means, a simple way to think of it is the range of volume between the loudest and quietest sounds. So if you were playing an action game, a large dynamic range would mean the sound could range all the way from a quiet whisper to a loud ringing explosion. In our case, Cast and Chill has a very small dynamic range. The sounds are all relatively quiet, with the biggest exception being the sound of a fish fighting to escape the fishing line. This means the player is never going to be faced with an incredibly loud sound. They can feel safe, comfortable, and cozy in a low volume, low stress environment, as their expectations for the volume of the game are never suddenly subverted or broken. To compare this to another cozy game, Stardew Valley has quite a large dynamic range. Not as much as an action game, but there's a noticeable difference between the quiet sounds in the game and the loud ones. This is even present when fishing. Take a listen to an example. Notice how loud some of the sound effects are compared to Cast and Chill? The player does absolutely come to expect the volume of these sounds in Stardew Valley the more they play, but the quieter overall volume and dynamic range in Cast and Chill means that the game's sound design is consistently cultivating the cozy, calm mood through a consistent, peaceful volume. That's not to say Stardew Valley is not a peaceful, cozy game. Not at all. There are many elements of the sound design of Stardew Valley that are quite calming. But if we approach this discussion from the perspective of analysing how the sound cultivates a cozy atmosphere, it's clear that Cast and Chill is consistently striving for the calming tone, whereas Stardew Valley's sound design ebbs and flows between moments of intensity and moments of calm. And understanding this difference is key in understanding the intention of the developers when it comes to the sound design. Finally, before we finish up, I do have to mention that yes, you can indeed pat the dog in Cast and Chill, which automatically qualifies the game to be in the cozy genre. Forget all that stuff I said about the sound design, it's actually just because you can pat the dog. But what do you think? Is the sound design a key part of making a game cozy? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think. And as always, thanks for watching.